Thank you for joining us on Ebru Africa this morning. I'm Cherotich Kenei. This is the On Trend segment where we look at stories making way across the social media. What we'll highlight today is the story of Kenya. Two stories, in fact. One touching on its president, President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and the second being the county that is the richest yet the most poorest in the country, Turkana County. And we'll move on swiftly to Uganda. The story about homosexuality in the region is taking heat across the region, having Kenyan leaders give out their comments about this particular situation, and also people in Uganda, leaders who make influence in what the society thinks, are making their stance on this particular issue. And then we'll finalize it with South Sudan, still linked with the story of Kenya, where President Uhuru Kenyatta went to Juba yesterday to give his solidarity with the people of South Sudan, telling the president that Kenya is indeed with them through this particular crisis. And he hopes that the IGAD secession treaty that was signed between the rebels and the government will come to pass, and both parties will respect this particular ceasefire agreement. So that is coming up shortly. But first, let's begin with the stories making way here in Kenya. Well, Turkana County is taking a lot of heat, with governors and MPs being told to do as much when it comes to policy making in the country. Now, there has been stalemate between the governors and the senators, and also the MP versus the judiciary system here in Kenya, where over 800,000 Turkanas are facing starvation in the region. They have an excess of 1 billion barrels a day, and they also have water to help Kenya irrigate its food supply for the next 70 years. That is in excess of 70 years. And also, again, with the oil boom in the county, a lot of investors are coming in, the latest being an American CEO of quite a reputable security company known as the Black Waters Company in America. Now, the head CEO, Eric, is coming in to a tune of 1.95 billion Kenyan shillings investment in an aviation company called the Kilifi Air Aviation Company, where he invested on a 49% share stake in the particular country. What he's hoping would be a treaty that will ensure that he is able to supply human resources to the region of Turkana through the airport transport system in parts such as Lokichogio. So, will this particular investment boom in the county bring the leaders to make sense in what has been a stalemate where lack of proper governorship is taking place in the region? This is still something that we're waiting to see. The stalemate still continues. 800,000 people are facing starvation, regardless of the 11 lorries full and packed that was sent by President Uhuru Kenyatta to this particular region in the northeastern part of Kenya to actually aid the people. So you see, what is most disturbing is the fact that Kenyans have to seek food aid from countries such as South Sudan. So basically, it's a system where people are moving from out of the frying pan into the fire, in a situation where South Sudan is still experiencing its own problems, having the attempted coup December the 15th last year, still ongoing, still clashes are going on in South Sudan. So we're waiting to see, will this story develop into something else, or will the leaders come up together and bring out a solution to this particular region? And one thing that I should highlight is people in the Twitter that I'm going to read just now are calling on the Turkana residents to champion their leaders to ensure that they will be able to take part in this county pie, the oil, the water. People are calling on the Turkana residents to just not sit down and wait for aid, that they should take up the baton from the government, which is failing them, and take responsibility to themselves to be able to provide for their county themselves. So let's take a look at the stories making way across this particular wall page. We have here Zion's daughter saying that only in Kenya, governors versus senators, MP acting the parent like a little child in Turkana city is growing cold and hungry. Now we have here Edward Bwire saying someone in Turkana is dying of hunger. Moving on swiftly, just to bring you that stalemate that is occurring in the Kenya's political system, and a lot of people are facing starvation in the region. So we're waiting to see, are people going to take up responsibilities? Proper governorship going to be the key system driving the economy and the country of Kenya? We have here the biggest story on a local daily here in Kenya saying American buys aviation farm to serve Turkana oil region. We have here, this is the man of the day, the U.S. private security baron here, Eric, who has bought the 49% sharehold stake in an aviation company in Kilifi. And also one thing here that is good to highlight is a LAPSET project, which stands for the Lamu, South Sudan and Ethiopia Transport System that is coming in. It will be developing the infrastructure in the region to a tune of 1.5 trillion Kenyan shillings. This particular corridor will avail itself and make Lamu quite a huge port city. So basically, it will be used for the free movement of goods and services within this three-country region. But it is not still ongoing, even though it was given the flagship to go ahead in 2012 with the three presidents then, that is the former president of Kenya, that is Mwai Kibaki, the late Menelik Zenawi of Ethiopia, and Salva Kiir. So we're still waiting to see, will this particular project develop? Because if this particular project, according to Mark Ekum, who says the LAPSET project will enhance infrastructure development in many counties, including Turkana broadband top. So we're waiting to see if this particular infrastructure development project will be put in line so that the people of Turkana will have an opportunity to take part in not only developing their county, but also Kenya's economy as well. So basically here, Security Baron Eric Prince of Blackwater infamy buys 49% stake in Kenya's aviation farm that is running in the local business daily here in Kenya. Then we have here, just across this whole region, we have here Kerio Valley Development Authority donates relief food to Kapua residents, Turkana County. So moving on, just basically people are making their thoughts known in this particular whole wall, just telling you of the grievances occurring in this particular county. Now we have here a fishing boat by Emma Redfern, who is indeed one person who tweets mostly about the things happening in the northeastern part of Kenya. She is one person to look at when it comes to Twitter, because she gives updated information in the northeastern Kenyan region of Kenya, basically the northern region of the Kenyan county. Now she's saying a fishing boat or Lake Turkana, or is it a Viking longship you should visit before all the fishing boats are gone? Just to give you that dire perception that indeed a lot of things are going amiss in Turkana County. Look at this particular scene here. It is quite beautiful. It is quite a region that is rich not only in tourism, not only in oil, in fertile land that only needs irrigation. So a lot of things are taking part in this particular county. But this is just a picture that will just take your heart away. This is the current situation in Turkana County. A lot of people are suffering. We have here one person, an old woman who cannot barely even stand because she's weak. There is lack of food. So we're waiting to see if the Kenyan government will take responsibility and ensure that this particular situation does not occur in this particular county time and time again. Soko analyst, quite a good person to follow as well here, and also Ebru Africa as well, to give you timely updated information that is accurate and authentic. He's saying that floods in Nairobi, drought in Turkana, hunger in Kwale, famine in Tana River, plenty at State House. Welcome to Kenya, home of contradictions. Just to give you the figure of what is happening. Will the government come up with policies that will enhance that Kenya indeed has a better and brighter future? So we're waiting to see how the government will respond in this particular case. Moving on to a story making its way again in the Kenyan scene is a story of President Uhuru Kenyatta. Now, President Uhuru Kenyatta is facing two challenges. The ICC case against him in The Hague. And also another thing that is facing President Uhuru Kenyatta is a lack of stability within the region, having South Sudan face an attempted coup December the 15th. So we're waiting to see if this particular story will develop more. But what is certain is President Uhuru Kenyatta is standing in solidarity along with the Kenyans to just give their offer and their take and their support to the South Sudanese people. Now, over the weekend, according to Medicine Sans Frontiers, close to about 14 people were killed in a medical facility in Malakal, the Upper Nile State. That is the capital of Upper Nile State. So just giving you that dire situation in Sudan right there. That is a very oil-rich basin of South Sudan. So he went to Juba yesterday. That is a Thursday. That is Wednesday, the 26th of February, to just give solidarity and actually pass on the eager message that indeed South Sudan needs to respect the cessation agreement brokered between the two warring factions in the South Sudan, that is President Salva Kiir with the SPLM movement and the rebel movement under Riek Machar, just to tell them that they indeed need to appreciate and respect the agreement brokered by the eager community. That is trending on the Uhuru hashtag. So we're having here the Uhuru hashtag having that particular. Let me see if I can give you a picture of President here. There we have it. President as he landed in Juba, and also here when President Uhuru Kenyatta was hugging Salva Kiir here, just to give him the stance that indeed Kenyans are standing in solidarity with the people of South Sudan, and hoping that indeed they take a leaf of the eager goodwill in the brokering of the secession, that they will be able to find peace and resolution in what President Uhuru Kenyatta says is a move that is in the benefit of all South Sudanese people who are looking for a more democratic, a more socially stable country. So a lot of things are involving the South Sudan region, but we will give you timely updates. So far, the Saturday incident where 14 people were killed is the only incident so far that is running through the waves here on the online platform. So we will give you timely updates if anything occurs. You can find us on our Facebook and our Twitter handle at Morning Ebru, that is Twitter, and on our Facebook page that I will highlight to you before we end this particular show for more information of what is happening in South Sudan. So another story making way across the Uhuru hashtag is a story. Let me get you that picture. There she is, the woman of the hour, that is Fatou Bensouda. Now her case seems to be crumbling. She had 70 witnesses lined up. So she had, beg your pardon, that is 77 witnesses lined up in the case against the 3 people facing judgment in the ICC, whether or not, beg your pardon, they are liable and responsible for crimes against humanity alongside other charges. That is President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and the Deputy President William Ruto. Tagging along in is radio journalist Joshua Arap Sang. So there were 77 witnesses the prosecution was going to deliver their case based on. But so far, at least 30 have left this particular case. And out of the 30, those who are considered insider witnesses because of their direct implication in their direct, beg your pardon, right there, they were called insider witnesses because they were at the scene of when these particular crimes that the prosecution says were committed by these 3 individuals were taking place. Now, the insider informants have left this particular case. They have withdrawn, bringing Bensouda's headache to even more, and having the judges and people in the trial against these 3 particular Kenyans saying that indeed the case against President President Uhuru Kenyatta is crumbling, that all the big people that were supposed to implicate the president have left this particular case. And so what is left are only pebbles to be overturned, something that the defense of the accused, who is President Uhuru Kenyatta, can easily sham away and overturn. So we're waiting to see, will Fatou Bensouda just accept that this case is crumbling and let go of it and take it back to the trial chamber to be reevaluated whether or not it should stand trial or not? So we're waiting to see what Fatou Bensouda will take in this particular story. But this is quite a good link to follow here. Insider, we have here a Mungiki insider who is going to implicate President Uhuru Kenyatta, just gives out this particular Mungiki, KTN, a local station here in Kenya, saying that the Mungiki insider lied about meeting in State House as more witnesses withdrew from the ICC case. This is Fatou Bensouda's latest headache. One thing that I should highlight before I wrap up this show today is the Uganda story. So people are saying they're giving out their comments on this particular story. So take a look at what people are saying in this particular global post. Read. It's quite informative. You can have a read. You will not believe the appalling things the Ugandans in power are saying about the gay community. This you can actually read to just give yourself a perception of what the leaders in Uganda are thinking about. Finally, to end up and wrap up this particular segment, we finish with our Facebook page. You can like us and continue getting the latest information making way across the African continent and the world over. I'm Cherotich Kenei. This was the On Trend segment. Bye-bye.